So I wanted to just touch on another way to add feeds. We talk about OPML in a different screencast, but you can also use FeedFeedFeed as your standard feed reader in browsers like Firefox, Safari, and Chrome. So, for example, if you go to a page which has a feed, they'll show a little icon up here, and if you go to the feed page, you should now have feed listed as an option for the reader. If you've clicked on this, then that means you have to go into the tools menu, at least in Firefox, and select it, but you should see it as an option. So when you say subscribe, it'll go ahead and load up this page, which downloads the feed and make sure that it's okay. And then you can click add feed to actually add it to your feed. And if we go back over here, we could just demonstrate that it is indeed added by typing in part of the name and selecting it. If you have a URL for a feed, or if you are unfortunately an IE user, you can just paste in the feed URL here, and you should see the option to add the feed with the URL, and clicking on that will go ahead and add the feed, in this case Gizmodo. When you add it like that, it'll actually bring up the feed. In the life hacker case, it just keeps the feed hidden until there's some new information. I also just wanted to touch on some options here. Of course, as we talk about in the intro screencast, you can set a priority for this feed if you want to force it to the top or the bottom of the queue based on your preferences. And then, of course, you can also choose to be not showing pictures, or toggling the pictures on and off, and toggling text if you just wanted to see pictures. So there's also, it's a little bit hidden, but if you click on the feed icon, there's some options for this feed. Namely, you can change the title if you wanted to shorten it, or put more text in there. You can choose to not include it in Hot Topics. By default, it will be included, but you can choose to not to if for some reason it's adding a lot of garbage there, or doesn't provide good information. You can unclick that, and you can also delete the feed from here. So if we click save, we'll go ahead and see that the name has changed. That is about it. If you have any suggestions on how we can make the process better, feel free to leave us some feedback, and please enjoy Feed. Thanks.